Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. Before we begin, I want you to imagine a civilization that brings together knowledge, spirituality, justice, and humanity all in one system. A civilization that shaped history, influenced science, inspired leadership, and connected people of every race and culture. This is the Islamic civilization. In this video presentation, we will be sharing the key characteristic and value system that makes Islamic civilization unique. We will look at how Islam guides on not only religious life but also social values, community development, ethics, and even global unity. So let us explore how Islamic civilization built a balanced, ethical, and universal way of life that continues to inspire the world. Islamic civilization has several important characteristics that makes it different and unique. Let me explain each one briefly with simple example. So the first one, Islamic civilization focuses on both this world and also hereafter. For example, Islam encourages us to study, work, and improve our life in this world. But at the same time, we are also reminded to pray, give charity, and prepare for the afterlife. Second, Islamic civilization balances between individual and community needs. For instance, a person is encouraged to earn money for themselves, but they must also pay zakat to help the poor. This shows our responsibility to the community. Third, Islam integrates ethics and spirituality in all aspects of life. For example, in business, cheating customers or selling harmful products is not allowed because Islamic civilization requires honesty and moral values in the economy, politics, and even media. So the fourth characteristic of Islamic civilization is that Islam is universal. It is not tied only to one race or nationality. For example, Islam, you can find Muslim who are Malay, Arabs, African, Chinese, or European. So what we can see from the view of Masjid al-Haram, people come from every country which pray side by side. And then the fifth characteristic is that Islam protects the five essential values of human life, which are life, dignity, property, intellect, and also freedom of belief. For example, Islam forbidden killing so that it protects life. And then stealing property is also prohibited, which protects the property. And then alcohol and drugs are not allowed because can harm the mind, which protects the intellect. And non-Muslim historically live safely under Muslim rule, which means Muslim give freedoms of belief. And lastly, we can say that Islamic civilization is based on justice and equality. This means people are treated fairly regardless of their status. So for example, in Islamic law, a leader and the normal citizens are judged equally, which means no special privilege will be given to the leader and they will be judged equally. And in summary, Islamic civilization is holistic, ethical, and focused on justice, community, and universal value.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will be presenting about the characteristic of Islamic civilization. The first one, integration. One of the most unique features of Islamic civilization is integration. Islam provides a complete way of life where spiritual, moral, social, political, and economic values are all connected. They do not contradict each other because all of them come from Allah, who is all wise. Instead of separating religion from daily life, Islam integrates faith with action. Worship is not limited to the mosque. Everyday behavior like honesty, kindness, and fairness is also considered a form of worship. Example: a Muslim entrepreneur who is successful in business and maintains honesty, avoids cheating, and pays his workers fairly is practicing integration. He combines economic success with Islamic ethics. This shows how Islam unites spiritual and worldly life, not separating them. The second one, humanitarianism. Islam civilization places a high value on the welfare of human beings. Islam teaches compassion, mercy, and kindness and encourages solutions that bring peace to people. Every ruling in Islam has the element of rahmah or mercy. The goal is to protect human dignity, health, and well-being. For example, Islam allows travelers and sick people to shorten their and combine their prayers, and even skip fasting in Ramadan if it harms their health. This flexibility shows that Islam prioritizes human welfare over hardship. In other words, religion is meant to serve humanity, not to burden it. The next one, globalism. Islam views all humans as one family originating from Adam and Eve. Because of this, Islamic civilization embraces global unity, diversity, and equality. The concept of ummah is universal. Islam is not limited to any specific race, language, or country. That is why Islamic civilization spread across different continents, cultures, and ethnic groups. Example, the Hajj pilgrimage is the best example of globalism. Millions of Muslims from different countries, nations, Arab, Malay, African, European, Turkish, and many more, gather in the same place, wearing the same simple clothing, performing the same rituals. There is no distinction between rich and poor, black or white. It reflects the global unity of the Muslim Ummah. The fourth one, participation and cooperation. Islam encourages teamwork, collective effort, and helping one another in good causes. A healthy society requires participation from every individual, not just leaders. Islamic civilization grew stronger because people worked together. Scholars, traders, leaders, farmers, teachers, and ordinary citizens all contributed to the development of society. Example, when a community organizes a gotong royong to clean the mosque, repaint the school, or help flood victims, there, this reflects Islamic cooperation. Everyone contributes time and energy, showing that collective effort leads to a stronger and more caring society. The Quran itself encourages Muslims to cooperate in righteousness and good deeds. The next one, justice and equity. Justice is a central value of Islamic civilization. No one is above the law, not even rulers, leaders, or wealthy people. Islam teaches fairness, honesty, and accountability. A civilization cannot survive if justice is abandoned. Islamic governance during the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and the caliphs was known for being transparent and fair to all. For example, during the Prophet's time, a noble woman committed theft, and some people tried to protect her because of her high status. But the Prophet said that even if his own daughter Fatima stole, he would apply the same punishment. This shows that in Islam, justice applies equally to everyone, regardless of rank or wealth. Next one, love for knowledge. Islam highly encourages learning, reading, and seeking knowledge. The first revelation, Iqra, that means read, shows how important knowledge is in Islam. Because of this, Islamic civilization produced scholars in many fields: medicine, astronomy, mathematics, chemistry, architecture, poetry, and philosophy. Libraries, universities, and research centers flourished during the Golden Age. Example, Ibn Sina, a Muslim scholar, wrote The Canon of Medicine, a medicinal textbook used in Europe for over 500 years. This achievement was possible because Islamic civilization valued knowledge, research, and scientific discovery. Students were encouraged to question, explore, and learn. The seventh one, peace and love. Islamic civilization emphasizes peace. Islam teaches that peace is always better than war, and conflict is only allowed when there is a need to defend oneself or protect justice. Muslims are encouraged to resolve conflicts through dialogue, patience, forgiveness, and diplomacy. Even when facing enemies, Islam teaches kindness and mercy. Example, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah is a powerful example. Even though the Muslims were in a strong position, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ chose peace instead of war by signing the treaty with the Quraysh. This decision created stability and eventually opened the doors for Islam to spread peacefully.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syarif bin Abdul Sani, 24B0820, and today I will be continuing explaining about the characteristic of Islamic civilization. So the next point is eradication of poverty. In Islamic civilizations, poverty is viewed as a shared responsibilities, not an individual failure. Islam commands zakat and encourages sadaqah to make sure the wealth circulate and supports the needy. This creates a fairer society where the poor are cared for and no one is left behind. The impact of zakat and sadaqah, a balanced society where the poor are supported and the rich fulfill their responsibilities. So moving on to the next point, rule of law. One of the strongest characteristics in Islamic civilization is strict obedience to justice. Everyone is equal before the law, no exceptions based on wealth, status, or positions. Even the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, peace upon to him, and the Caliph were subject to the same rules as ordinary citizens. The law is based on Quran and Sunnah, which protects fairness and prevents corruptions. Court system, judge, and witness were historically well established. The impact of rule of law creates a trustworthy society where justice is respected and protected. Human dignity. Islam honors every human being regardless of religion, races, or background. The Quran states, we have honored the children of Adam, meaning all humans. It doesn't matter if you are black, if you are white, if you are Chinese, or any races. Everyone is the same. Everyone has to be fair, and we don't have to discriminate between races. No discriminations. Every person deserves respect, of protection of honor, privacy, reputation, and physical safety. Harmful action like humiliations, racism, slander, and oppression are strictly forbidden. Impact a civilization built on respect, compassion, and equal treatment. Moving on to the next point is human responsibilities. Islam teaches that freedom must be balanced with responsibilities. Every person is accountable for their choices before Allah. Humans are seen as Khalifa, caretakers on earth, responsibilities for society, nature, and moral behaviors. Encourage self-discipline, honesty, and fulfilling duties to families, communities, and environment. Responsibilities is necessary to maintain justice and harmony. The impact of human responsibilities, society becomes mature, ethical, and disciplined. Strengthening the family. Family is the heart of Islamic civilization. The family shapes the personality, values, and morality. Islam protects marriage, parenting, and the rights of each family members, emphasizes proper upbringing of children, roles of responsibilities in the household, avoiding behaviors that destroy the family. Proper upbringing of children means like nowadays many people are getting child without marriage. That's kind of yeah. So strong families create strong communities and future generations. The impact are stable homes, stable societies, and strong civilizations. The importance of government. Government is essential in Islam, not optional. A government ensures justice, security, and welfare. Leaders must protect the rights of citizens and follow Islamic principles. Leadership is considered a trust, amanah, not a privilege. The government must provide safety, fair courts, social welfare, welfare for the weak and poor. Bad governance is discouraged because it leads to corruption and injustice. The impact of good governance is a peaceful, well-organized society guided by fairness and responsibilities. Importance of education. Education is a core founding of Islamic civilization, as the first revealed word of the Quran is Iqra, read. Is Seeking knowledge is a religious duty for all Muslims, men and women. Education leads to scientific progress, inventions, understanding of religion, social development. Islamic history shows great scholars in medicines, astronomy, mathematicians, literature, and more. Mosque and school become a center of knowledge. Knowledge leads to growth, innovations, and leadership. I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.